It was a crisp autumn afternoon in the heart of Manchester. Lionel Messi, the celebrated football icon, found himself walking alone through the city streets. He had just finished a grueling training session with his new team, Manchester City. As he wandered, Messi reflected on the recent upheavals in his life, leaving Barcelona after 2 decades and embracing a new challenge in England. Dressed in his football uniform, Messi had deliberately chosen to walk without any security, relishing the anonymity Manchester offered him compared to his Barcelona days. As he turned a corner, he noticed an old man seated on a bench near a small park. The man looked weathered, his clothes worn, and his face lined with the years of a hard life. "Excuse me, sir," the old man called out, his voice frail but carrying a surprising clarity. Messi hesitated for a moment, unsure if the man recognized him or simply needed help. Curiosity got the better of him, and he approached cautiously. "Yes, how can I help you?" Messi asked gently, trying not to startle the man. The old man looked up with tired eyes, a mix of surprise and disbelief flickering across his face. "Are you Lionel Messi?" he inquired, his voice tinged with awe. Messi smiled warmly, appreciating the recognition but also sensing the man's need for something more than just an autograph. "Yes, I am," he replied softly. "And what's your name?" "James," the old man said, his voice wavering slightly. "James Wilson." As they spoke, Messi learned that James had once been a factory worker, but hard times had left him homeless. He had lost his job during the economic downturn and struggled to find steady work since. His children were grown, and his wife had passed away years ago, leaving him alone with his thoughts and regrets. Moved by James's story, Messi reached into his pocket, pulling out a few bills. "Here," he said, handing James the money. "I hope this helps a bit." James stared at the money in disbelief. It wasn't a large sum, but it was more than he had expected from a chance encounter with a football superstar. "Thank you, Mr. Messi," he murmured, clutching the bills tightly. "You're welcome," Messi replied with a nod. "But listen, James, I want to do more than just give you money. I want to help you get back on your feet." James looked up, hope flickering in his eyes. "You do that for me?" Messi nodded solemnly. "Yes. Everyone deserves a second chance." Over the following weeks, Messi kept his word. He reached out to local charities and organizations, using his influence to secure James a place in a homeless shelter and connect him with job training programs. He checked in regularly, offering encouragement and support as James began to rebuild his life. James, grateful for Messi's kindness, threw himself into the opportunities presented to him. With Messi's help, he found a job at a local warehouse, where his experience and work ethic quickly earned him respect among his colleagues. He moved into a small apartment provided by a charity, grateful for the chance to regain his independence. One day, Messi surprised James with a visit to his workplace. "I wanted to see how you were doing," Messi explained with a smile as James greeted him warmly. "I can't thank you enough," James said earnestly, shaking Messi's hand. "You've given me a new lease on life." "I'm glad to hear that," Messi replied, genuinely pleased to see James thriving. "But remember, James, you have a chance now to make a difference in someone else's life. Pay it forward." James nodded, understanding the significance of Messi's words. "I will," he promised. "I'll never forget what you've done for me." As James settled into his new life, he remained true to his promise. Inspired by Messi's generosity, he began volunteering at the same shelter where he had once sought refuge. He shared his story with others, offering hope and encouragement to those facing similar challenges. Word of Messi's kindness spread throughout the community, touching the hearts of many. People began to realize that even a global superstar could take the time to make a difference in someone's life. Messi's actions inspired others to volunteer, donate, and support local charities, creating a ripple effect of compassion and goodwill. Months passed, and Messi continued to thrive on the field, leading Manchester City to victory after victory. But it was his impact off the field that resonated the most deeply with him. Knowing that he had helped James and others like him find hope and stability gave Messi a sense of purpose beyond football. One evening, as Messi walked through the streets of Manchester, he saw James across the square, surrounded by a group of friends from the shelter. They were laughing and talking animatedly, their faces alight with joy. James spotted Messi and waved enthusiastically, a wide grin spreading across his face. Messi waved back, his heart swelling with pride. He knew then that he had made a difference, not just in James's life, but in the lives of everyone touched by their story. As he walked away, Messi felt a renewed sense of gratitude for the opportunity to use his fame and fortune to bring hope and happiness to others. Meanwhile, in Barcelona, a young boy named Marco watched Messi's journey from afar with awe and admiration. Marco's family had faced their own hardships. His father lost his job during the pandemic, and money had been tight ever since. But Marco's love for football and his idol Messi kept him going, dreaming of a future where he could follow in Messi's footsteps. Every day after school, Marco would practice with a worn-out football in the empty lot near his apartment building. He had a natural talent and a determination that impressed even the older boys in the neighborhood. Despite the challenges his family faced, Marco remained focused on his dream of becoming a professional footballer. One afternoon, Marco's coach from the local youth team approached him after practice. "Marco, there's someone here to see you," he said with a mysterious smile. Marco turned to see a man standing at the edge of the field. It took him a moment to recognize Lionel Messi himself, dressed in casual clothes and a baseball cap. "Hello, Marco," Messi said warmly as he approached. "I've heard a lot about you." Marco's eyes widened in disbelief. "You have?" "Yes," Messi replied with a nod. "Your coach tells me you're a talented player with a lot of potential." Marco's heart raced with excitement and nerves. "Thank you, Mr. Messi. You're my idol." Messi smiled, kneeling down to Marco's eye level. "I came here because I believe in you, Marco. I know it's not easy, but with hard work and determination, you can achieve anything." Marco nodded eagerly, his mind racing with possibilities. "I want to be like you," he blurted out. "I want to play football professionally and make a difference in the world, just like you do." Messi's smile widened. "Then let's make that dream a reality, Marco. I'll help you however I can." Over the coming months, Messi took Marco under his wing. He arranged for Marco to attend training sessions with Manchester City's youth academy during school breaks, providing him with access to top-notch coaching and facilities. Messi's influence opened doors for Marco, introducing him to scouts and agents who were impressed by his skill and dedication. Back in Barcelona, Marco's family watched with pride as their son's talent began to attract attention. Messi's support didn't just benefit Marco on the field, it brought a renewed sense of hope and optimism to their household. With Messi's encouragement, Marco continued to excel in school and in football, balancing his studies with rigorous training sessions. One evening, as Marco prepared for a tournament with his youth team, Messi surprised him with a video call. "Hey, Marco. How's it going?" Messi greeted him with a grin. Marco's face lit up with excitement. "It's going great, Mr. Messi. I can't believe we're in the finals." "You've worked hard for this," Messi said proudly. "Remember to stay focused and give it your all. I'll be cheering you on from here." As Marco hung up the call, he felt a surge of determination. With Messi's guidance and support, he knew he had the opportunity to make his dreams come true. The tournament was a success, with Marco's team winning the championship. Scouts from several European clubs took notice of Marco's performance, impressed by his skill and composure on the field. Months later, Marco stood on the pitch of Camp Nou, Barcelona's iconic stadium, wearing the club's famous jersey. It was a dream come true for the young footballer who had worked tirelessly to reach this moment. His family sat proudly in the stands, cheering him on as he took his position on the field. As Marco glanced around the stadium, he spotted Messi watching from the VIP box, a smile of satisfaction on his face. Messi had been instrumental in Marco's journey, providing mentorship, encouragement, and opportunities that had shaped him into the player he had become. After the match, Marco approached Messi in the locker room. "Thank you, Mr. Messi," he said earnestly, shaking Messi's hand. "I wouldn't be here without you." "You earned this, Marco," Messi replied, with a grin. "I just helped you along the way. Remember, this is just the beginning of your journey." Marco nodded, filled with gratitude and determination. Inspired by Messi's example, he vowed to use his platform as a professional footballer to make a positive impact on others, just as Messi had done for him. Years passed, and Messi continued to dazzle fans around the world with his unparalleled skill and sportsmanship. He retired from professional football as one of the greatest players of all time, leaving behind a legacy that extended far beyond the field. Meanwhile, Marco thrived in his career, using his platform to support charitable causes and inspire the next generation of young athletes. He never forgot Messi's guidance and generosity, paying it forward whenever he had the opportunity. Back in Manchester, James Wilson continued to volunteer at the shelter, helping others who faced similar hardships to the ones he had overcome. His story, and Messi's role in it, continued to inspire acts of kindness and compassion throughout the community. As Messi reflected on his career and the impact he had made, he knew that his greatest achievements weren't just the goals he scored or the trophies he won. It was the lives he had touched, the hope he had instilled, and the belief that one person truly could change the world for the better.